So let's take a look at our readings for this new moon in Pisces. So I broke it up into two videos this time. Sorry about that, but I needed two for other logistic reasons. I had a customer that called in the middle of making this video and needed to see me. So that's why I broke it into two. Let's take a look now at readings for each sign for this new moon. So what would be a good question for it? What changes are ahead for you? What changes are ahead for your sign? All right, that's a big question. What changes are ahead for your sign this spring? This new moon. I'm going to say this new moon up till early April. All right. Aries, what changes are ahead for you? You've got the Five of Pentacles. Well, as you can see, it looks like there's a door. There's a door with a huge key, and there's five pentacles on it. Fives are often difficult cards in the tarot, but five as a number for the Chinese system means money. Fives in other systems can mean conflict or creativity or breaking out of confines. But here we see somebody slumped. Looks like she's exhausted or crying. And she's in front of this huge doorstep. And it looks like there's perhaps a lot of security or wealth on the other side of the door. And the key is right there. She could reach it. It's not so big that it's not so much bigger than her, after all, to surmount her problems. So this card is saying a lot about the mindset that you're in. If you feel like something is eluding you or something is hard for you to do, it might not be that you don't have a solution right there. You might already be capable of doing what you want to do. But there's something about your mindset that is like keeping you limited or scared or thinking something's impossible when it's not. That's a big message, actually. So I would say for you, what change is coming is you have to look up and look around you again and take stock of what you've been thinking so that you can see where you do still have a lot of power to change whatever you want in your life. It's not relying on others. You're not locked out of something. That's a big one. So it happens when I channel from a new deck. Just, it's got completely different energy than my other one, and different way of messaging coming through. It's cool. Taurus, what is your message for what change is coming for you? So you've got the Page of Pentacles, which is a very earthy card anyway. Well, this person gives me the feeling of somebody who's quite serious and goal-oriented. And again, it's a page, so it's like a prince or princess, doesn't necessarily have the way or the means to do all of the things that they know they're capable of doing. But they've got that raw, grounded, practical will to get things done. She's balanced on one leg, but holding this pentacle and looking away from us, which to me feels a little more like being humble. And balanced on one leg is like, well, you're actually on track. You might feel, like I said, like you don't quite have the connections or the means to do everything you'd like, but there's enormous potential for you to still reach any of your goals. It's a question of patience and timing, and you just maintain your strong will. Yeah. And again, the humility factor is a big one here. So we don't want to be telling everybody our plans or letting everybody know exactly what you're up to next. There's a little bit of like, you know, keep it on the down low and it'll happen. All right, Gemini, what changes are ahead for you? Mm, mm. Three of Swords. Well, we can't get around this one. There is a sense of a broken heart or a loss. Now, it could be upcoming or it could be one from the past. And this card definitely is talking about letting out the grief. And you know, in the midst of the grief, she can't see that there's all of this light in the background. But there's a huge transformation that happens when we grieve. This doesn't have to be the actual loss of a person or someone close to you. Hopefully, for most of you, it won't. Grieving whatever has broken your heart can be many things, especially as you get older. There'll be more and more things that, you know, you think could have, would have, should have been different. You could be grieving something that you thought you understood, but it's not that way. You could be grieving that you're not close to somebody that you wish you were. It doesn't have to be life and death loss. And as you can see, there's all these red ropes holding that heart in place that's split in half. And it almost feels like we should cut those red ropes and set this free and let this go finally. If you're torn, if your heart's torn in two or in pieces by something or someone, maybe you're overthinking, over rehashing a loss or something you regret. And it would definitely say that it's going to pressure you to come to terms and to let go and make your peace or closure with whatever that is, to stop whatever mental anguish it's bringing you. All right, Cancers, what's in store for you this spring? What changes are afoot? Water. Okay, we've got the Four of Swords. So Cancer, have you been cocooning a lot? Have you been sleeping? Have you been in a little nest of protection like her? You might still need it. I feel like she is perfectly fine to be there. I don't get a feeling that she's supposed to jump out of the nest and fly if it's not her time. Let me just see closer if there's wings there. Yeah, no, there's no wings to fly. There's these little sticks, and then there's like a red thread. If you see, it's tied between these sticks above her head, down and around and down to that heart, and it's tied into the nest. So it's really a card that feels like home is where the heart is. Wow. Now, nesting. Do you need to nest? Nesting for a Cancer. Well, yeah, you need to nest. You need to be in a home that feels comfy, cozy. You need to remember to honor your heart in everything you do. Honor how you feel. And if you need to be alone or you need to rest or nest, then you do that. And this is just a message for early spring. This isn't like for the whole year. This is just saying for now, it's okay to nest or rest. Leos, what's on the pipeline for you? What's changing? What's in store? The Seven of Cups. Okay. His cups are interesting, because they look like they're upside down cups, but they almost look like they could be drums. One of them has a little ladder, one of them has a little door with the water coming in. So these cups are these different options that maybe there's too many options at once on your mind or in your life. For those of you dating, this could be too many people. For those of you with projects on the go, maybe you're overloaded, overwhelmed, not sure which thing to choose or which one deserves your attention. And, he's standing there sort of looking like, if you look at his on this side of him, that would be his left arm. There's a sky behind him. And if you look to the right, there's like the sea. There's clouds on his shirt, and then there's the sea. And then there's cloudy or smoky energy all around. Looks like there's a snake appearing. There's a bat wing appearing out of the other cups. Usually this card does mean, that you're facing emotional or psychological illusions. And yet there's all of this light here. It doesn't feel like he can go too wrong, right? But he could pick the one that has the snake. The snake could be a healer, the snake could bite him. He's got his finger on the one that has the little ladder, though, which is interesting. So maybe you're looking at which project, which relationship would help you climb to the next level. It's a ladder that's white or of light. Which one of your many options would actually elevate you to the next level? So if it's dating and relationships, be honest about which ones are just, if there's potential for it to be serious long term, or if it's just playing around. If it's people that you're just filling your time with versus people that mean something to you. And projects, you have to think about which one actually fulfills something to get you to the next level. So you're sorting through a bunch of things. But that's the one I would ask myself. Which one helps me climb the ladder of light? Virgo, what is next for you? What changes are in store? And you've got your Knight of Pentacles, which is, um, an earthy card. As we said in the earlier part of the reading, there's a story here. Like, why is he barefoot, dressed up quite, seems sort of fancy with his shield on his back, and his horse is so decorated, and these coins are so decorated. What's he doing? Why is he barefoot? Why is he rolled up his pants and he's walking along and the horse is following him? He's not even leading the horse. The horse is just following him. What's he walking away from? What's he going to? Is he taking something for granted? Is he got full financial support behind him? You look at the way the coins sort of make a line. Where's this coming from, So for you, Virgo, I'm getting that you need to think a lot about what is really the life that you want to build, because he looks like he has options and he came from something that he could continue as it was, but he seems to be wanting to be free and walk away or go to something new. You might be asking yourself questions of leadership. Should I be initiating something? Should I be leading the way to something that I would like to do or see happen in the world? Are you walking away from expectations and lineage stuff from the family? Are you, you know, are you feeling grounded, connected to the earth, walking barefoot? So it seems to me you're evaluating, what is my idea of life that I feel is worth building? And what values or systems or whatever are you walking away from despite whoever came before you? You know, this could be like, for some of you, this could be a card that would say, let's say, a family business, and this is the son who should take it over, and he says, no, no, that's not the thing I want to continue to do. And he breaks away from the family line to do something more conscious. That's one interpretation. This could also be somebody that says, you know what, everybody's just spending all their time accumulating stuff and furniture and things and properties, and ah, I want to be more free than that. I want to walk with my horse in on the grass. I want to meet people. I want experiences, not stuff. It's another way could be interpreted. So for you, this is sort of like an inner battle of like defining what life you think is worth living, that you want to build. That's a deep one. All right, Libras. Libras. Hmm. What's in store for you, Libra? Yeah, it's interesting. Are her eyes closed? It's hard to tell. No, they're open. Okay. Her eyes are open and she's sort of looking down at us like, I see you. I see you there, hon. Mm-hmm. You know, she's standing at a fence with a torch. We can't tell anything about what she is looking at over the fence or what's behind her. The fence don't look very strong. Looks sort of nailed together haphazard here and there. And yet she's defending something. She's got a lot of fancy clothes, though, jewelry, necklaces, earrings, fancy sandals, fancy hair. She could be defending just her right to express herself as she wants to. A lot of the time, this card is sort of defending your position. You know, you've arrived at something that you feel good about or that you own, or, you know, that's the material one. But usually you're defending something that you have built to a good level, and you're ready to say, no, 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 you can't step across here. I'm going to do what I want to do. She can be defending her basic freedom. So there's something for you, Libra, where you have to also hold your post and say, hey, like, you don't cross this. This is this is what I have learned. This is who I am. This is what I know. This is what I do. Not these are my ways, my habits, my things, my life, and I'm defending them. I'm not going to let somebody crap on me. I'm not going to let somebody tear down my fence or blow out my light. Hmm. All right, Scorpios. What is in store for you this spring? Oh my goodness. There we go. Scorpio and the death card. Well, you're not surprised, are you? It's very interesting though. Look at above the head of the score of the figure. The well, it's it's clearly a cloak over someone's head, but the face is a forest with starlight or sunlight or angels. And then above the head looks like a tail of something. Snake tail, fish. It's very interesting. So this person holds all these great mysteries inside. They're cloaked and they might seem like they have this serpenty tail above. That's not who they are. They are keepers of amazing knowledge and light and inspiration inside. And I'm sure you feel like that, misunderstood Scorpio, taken as, you know, being scary or shadowy when you're not. So, what does that mean for you? What changes are coming for you in the next couple of weeks? Hmm. I actually feel like what you're going to have to do is something you don't like, which is to reveal yourself further. Instead of allowing people to passively see you in a certain way that you don't feel is accurate to who you are, you're going to need to open up and reveal a little bit more to show who you are. Because it's done, this whole thing of mysterious, cloaked, misunderstood, aloof, whatever people project onto you, it's done. Whatever it is people keep projecting onto you that is like not who you are, you have to open up and show them that beautiful inspiration and light and depth that you have, and wow them a little bit, shock them a bit. Yeah, I don't feel you're going through the death card. You are the mirror of the death card to someone else. By you revealing something, whether it's your inner wisdom, side of yourself they've never seen, they're gonna be the one going, huh? They're the ones awakened. They're the ones going through a transformation. You're just the messenger of it. So all you need to do is figure out, what little crack of light can I open to make my life a little easier, to carry less burden, show who you are more. It's not a full reveal. Will never be a full reveal with Scorpio. Just a little bit, a little crack. Sagittarius, what's coming down the pipe for you? Two of Wands. Oh, it's a beautiful card. I love, like, she was, dancing or practicing her performance in this beautiful studio, and now she's looking out the window in some sort of pose. She's got the world in front of her, and she's got a VW van. Love it. So Sag, even though this card is not typically Sag. It's a very Saggy card. It's almost like, oh, where are we driving to next? She's on her way to some sort of Wanderlust festival or something, or Burning Man or whatever she wants to do. I don't know. Thing is, she's she's gazing out the window versus choosing for now. She might be taking a hiatus. She could be completely ignoring what this wand is trying to tell her. She's hanging on to the other one, looking out the window, but this one's behind her. So before you make any big decisions, you make sure that you have listened to all sides of the equation. Just make sure you're not uh, denying or avoiding looking at something before you make your next big decision. And that's about it. All right, Capricorns, what is next for you? Hmm. Seven of Wands. Well, she's very nicely in her yoga pose, prayer pose. Sun is emanating from her solar plexus. She's feeling in her power. She's protected by this sphere of light. And then all of the wands are below her cushion, except for the one. One of them gets up there and sort of permeates her bubble, but the other six don't. So we have to just ask ourselves, okay, what is that one that is allowed in the bubble? Should it be there? Has she said, no, I accept this one, it's fine. It's the exception, I'm at peace. She is facing at it. Is it inside the bubble or outside? Because it almost looks like it could be inside of it or leaning on the edge of it. So what is it that's trying to get in? What's around you, in and around you, that is maybe sticking with you, sticking on you? Think about, is there anyone or anything that you still need to let go of, put a boundary with, that is that you're going, no, it's okay. No, it's fine. It's all right. And it's not saying you have to let it go or get rid of it at any time. It's just to ask yourself, because it's the one exception. Just ask yourself, am I, let's say it's if it's relationship related. Well, this person has this really 90% of them is great, but there's this 10% toxic factor. It's okay. I'm at peace with that person. It's all right. They can be there. Or not. Maybe the 10% toxic is why am I allowing that to be okay? And I don't get like a yes or no big feeling of it. It's just to question it. It's just to be sure that you're consciously allowing something versus, being affected by something that you didn't choose. Otherwise, you're in a pretty good position right now. Boy, these messages are so different on this deck. I can't believe it. Okay, Aquarius, what's coming down the pipe for you? What's next? Okay, you got the Eight of Cups. So, she's got this beautiful flowy white robe. She's walking out into the beach, into the light. What she came from looks like she was in some sort of web almost, or a cave, a net, a tunnel. And then there's this bowl. Is that on fire? Yeah. There's something burning in the bowl. Now, as a spiritual person, I could say, well, maybe she's burning sage or something. Maybe that's an offering, and then you walk away. So the things that you're considering letting go of and walking away from, I feel like a lot of peace in doing that. And again, there's this feeling of like an offering first before you let it go. That could be like an act of generosity. That could literally be that you're burning herbs for cleansing and clearing. But I get a nice feeling that over the next spring period, there's things in yourself. It could be anything, could be internal stuff. Often it is, something that you think about constantly that you're just going to tell yourself, no, I've been down that rabbit hole too many times. I know what that is. I accept this and that. I'm moving on. I'm letting that go. I'm not going to revisit this anymore in my life. It could be walking away, letting go of a habit, something that isn't good for you anymore. So, but there's a lot of peace in walking away and letting it go. All right, Pisces. And happy birthday to all the Pisces. What's on the horizon for you? And that's a very nice card for you. Four of Wands. There's a feeling of celebration there, dancing, making noise, self-expression. The tent, the tambourine is all full of light. The wands are lit for you to go into this tent and see there's some sort of mystery in there or party. There's celebration with friends. It's a good birthday card, isn't it? So over the next couple of weeks, main feeling I get is this mystery tent. Are you going to walk into the mystery tent? Are you going to stay outside where you know where things are, who's who, what's what? Or are you going to step into that mystery tent, which could be anything, could be going to a place you've never been, saying yes to something you've been asked to do that's new for you. It's the unknown, you know. reading something, opening yourself, opening your mind up to something you didn't consider before. Maybe it's a documentary. Maybe it's talking to somebody who just thinks very differently. Maybe it's starting therapy or a healing process or a deep guided meditation or something to get in touch with these mysteries in yourself. So the big question is, are you going to enter the mystery tent, and when? Because they're busy partying outside right now. So it's completely your choice. But it feels to me like you will be called into the mystery tent. What a message. I love that. The mystery tent. All right. So thank you for listening to the readings. If you're still here and you've listened to all of them, again, I will put all the links to joining anything of mine that you'd like to follow or show up to if you're in the Montreal area. The Intuition Cafe is online, is a free Facebook group. And then I have Intuition Cafe events where you can meet people and practice your skills as well. And I'm also involved in some paint nights where you can come out and paint. You can get a reading and you can do a painting at the same time. That's all goes hand in hand. Yeah, I've got a bunch of creative mixes of creative and spiritual stuff coming together in my life. That's been one of the biggest signs of growth that I've had in a long time, is finally integrating. It's not all just readings. It's like we're going to have a tarot paint night where you talk about the tarot cards and meditate, and almost like an art therapy with the tarot cards. Have astrology with the painting as well. Already done that one. Anyway, there's fun things happening. So please like, share, follow, subscribe. If you like my work, I'm happy to have you. Have a good have a good new moon. Full moon. Have a good new moon. We'll see you at the full moon eclipse.